On a typical day, you probably have work, or maybe you have kids that you're shuffling around, maybe you even have parents that you take care of, or a million other things that you're trying to get done. And then one of the things that gets pushed on the back burner is the cello practice, and that happens one day, and then it happens the next day, and it happens the next day. And finally these days add up because you're thinking, I don't have a big chunk of time where I can practice. Well, I have a solution for you. I've got a very simple and effective 10-minute practice strategy, and then you can get that 10 minutes done with no guilt. And that's not to say that you don't have more than 10 minutes a day, but sometimes 10 minutes in a day is all that we can process with everything else going on. Okay, so here's the first thing that you're going to do. The first thing is an open string study. Just spend like 2 minutes. And the things that you're going to focus on are, one, keeping your bow parallel to the bridge, perpendicular to the string. Try to draw a very straight bow without getting too many angles happening here, without sliding around too much on the point of contact. And then you also want to focus on getting a big, beautiful, clear tone. And you want to focus on a very smooth change between the down bow and the up bow, and the up bow and a down bow. And you can do this on each of the strings for maybe 2 minutes. If you're playing and you get a sound that sounds like this, let your ear tell you, that's not very good, I need to fix that. So that sound said, I need a little bit more weight into the string. A little slower bow speed and a little more weight. So my change of direction wasn't clear, so I'll focus on that. Step number 2 is about hand strengthening and hand shaping. So what you want to do is do a little pattern. This is the pattern that I do often. You can start it in any position, and it's the same pattern. And what you want to do is listen very carefully for your intonation. Are you playing in tune? If not, fix it. And be very aware of the spatial distance between every note as you play it. So this is... thinking about tuning. And then maybe I'll change and do a 1-4, 2-4. And then maybe a 1-3-2-3. If you have an open string and you're playing that same pitch on another string, stop, check. You might have your tuner out. So that's another thing you can do for just a few minutes to get your left hand shaped well and strengthen it as well. And this next step is about targeting a specific passage in a piece of music that you are playing. And we're only talking about 3 minutes, so don't take a big chunk, take a little bitty chunk. What I always tell my students is that the mistakes happen usually between 2 notes, and it's your job to sleuth that out and figure out what 2 notes is it. So you want to be very slow. That's too big of a passage. Maybe that shift is all you're going to work on. Something like that for about 3 minutes where you're very ultra focused on one little passage of music. Don't worry about the whole piece. It's just that little spot you're going to focus on. And the last part of this is end by playing something that you love to play, that you play well, that you know you can play and you enjoy playing. This is very important as you're learning, because there's so many frustrating things to learning the cello, and if you end with something that was just very frustrating and didn't sound the way you wanted it to, jump into some piece, that you like, is for you. Play that for a couple of minutes so that you can finish your practice session feeling good about what you accomplished. So you see, that's 10 minutes well spent, and you're still getting better. You made progress. So save this little routine for a day that's tricky, that you can't fit the time in, and you're gonna feel a whole lot better and a whole lot less guilt going through the day. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm Carolyn with Cello Discovery, the online program for adults learning how to play the cello. And I'll see you next time.